Welcome to a replay analysis. This is going to be a replay from yesterday. It's going to be Gambit Esports versus Nigma. This is game 2. I heard that this is a pretty epic game. We're going to watch Ksani here. This is from Gambit, and he's going to be laning, it looks like, with the Ein. Sorry, some of the names are kind of throwing me off right here. And the Enchantress is there. And we're going to just start this lane against a Timber Rubik, which is kind of rough. This is a very strong Rubik in the sense that, I mean, Rubik is strong, and then plus the fact that he's, you know, position 4 here, and you have GH, which is even going to make it even more powerful in that sense. But Nigma won the first game in style. There was pretty much a bit of a snowball game. They were in complete control here. Ksani here, getting a dagger up on mind control. He's going to have to fairy fire. I don't think he can get away. And he just barely gets away. Wow, that was so low. The fairy fire keeping him alive. And it's funny because Enchantress actually gave up the chase, while Ksani kept on going for that. And Enchantress actually got a couple last hits out of that and is actually outlast hitting the Spectre here. Fey Bolt doing a little bit of damage there. Just, you know, damage mitigation as well. Damage reduction, excuse me. So Ksani here is kind of, does have the full wand. I mean, this is great to have as a core, right? Normally I talk about boots and all that stuff, but this is good because you need the stats on the carry, and that's more important in terms of the core. So that's why you got it as opposed to the Enchantress, which should probably be better off with boots and just kind of moving through. And again, if you're new to the channel, what we're going to do is we're going to focus on one person just for the first 10 minutes to see what they're doing. And Spectre, this seems like a rough lane, right? Timber Rubik is definitely not something that you want to be. Spectre is one of those heroes where you want an easy lane just so that you can kind of snowball and have a greater time. But if you're up against a somewhat tough lane, you're going to struggle, especially as a Spectre here. So this is why I kind of wanted to watch what Spectre was doing here, because again, Ksani here is able to kind of, I mean, get through. Like, I mean, yeah, it's 4-1 with the Enchantress last hits, but does need to be a little bit careful. Mind control and Timber Chain being very, very strong. A little bit of a whirling death action. And he's got 1 point in reactive armor. Alright, hang on, let's go back to Ksani here. He has to constantly wand and just burn those charges, especially when it gets a little low, because the burst is there, so you have to be a little bit careful. And Timber Chain wants to snowball because he wants to take over this lane, and he does pretty well against Spectre. But Enchantress does have the potential to zone out here. And he's only got 1 level in reactive armor, so he's not as strong as he should be. But he was trying to be the aggressor, so that's kind of why he went Whirling Death first. But he almost gave up First Blood early. We're going to glyph here. Oh, mind you, it's a Doom versus Leshrac mid. And Slardar and a GH Lina in the top lane. Sorry, that's not GH. Lina is, sorry, Exvamp. Alright, so level 3 on Mind Control now, who does have 2 points of reactive armor. That's a smart way to go. Now you have almost an insane amount of heal. A regen, that is. GH being cheeky, kills the courier. And I'm not sure what was on that, but definitely something. I think it was like a Wraith Band or something. I'm not entirely sure if we can see that. Enchantress and a GH are going at it. Getting zoned out. 14-0. Doing last in terms of the last hits. Ksani, I mean, this is kind of what you expect, right? You can't fault him too much. This is just the lane that it happens to be. But I do like the fact that you can go Timber, because we plays it as well, so they have a lot of potential in terms of who could be, where this thing could lane, where it could be, and just be kind of annoying. But he's looking to fight this, and they've got the Tornado as well, and that's actually going to slow him down. They're going to, you know, do a decent amount of work. The dagger is going to be committed. He's trying to fairy fire out of this, and the reactive armor, yeah, he's got it. Whirling Death is doing some work, and he should be able to out heal this. I think that it's just too much. Whew. I think the Tornado, if it was on more of the end, like cutting off the retreat, it might have done a little bit more work. It was kind of like right on top of him, so once he got out of that, it was pretty much smooth sailing. But Kuroki gets First Blood. And another thing is that it's important the fact that, like, yeah, you've kind of zoned out the Timber Chain, or the Timber Saw, but you didn't kill him, and so he's completely out of the lane. So in a way, this is a win. And you don't have to kill him, especially if you can just zone him out. And it looks like he's done the Walk of Shame back, and then he's going to look to probably TP back into the lane. So he's losing valuable time. And that's, as a Timber, never where you want to be. The Spectre is out-leveling you. So they've done a good job in that sense. And I did see Mind Control on the minimap. He's definitely nearby. Okay, now he hits level 4, right? Last hits, 22-4 versus the 20-6. And Enchantress Ein is just getting some shots. Clumsy, or sorry, the net from the troll. And he's about half as well. Doom goes down, so it's first 2 kills going the way of Nigma. And Mind Control, again, getting a little bit low. Does need to be careful. So the impetus attacks, and then the dagger, right? Those are the things that you need to worry about, because the potential burst is there. So he's, again, he needs to be careful. Let the reactive armor just kind of tick up. And he's got 4 stacks of it right now. Spectre, on the other hand. Okay. He does have his broadsword. He's going to be going Blade Mail, which is, I mean, the potential burst is there, right? Oh, Mind Control getting so low. Timber Chains. And the slow from the Enchantress. Timber Chain again. And he does get killed. And he gets further away. Actually, that's a problem, right? If we're talking about the impetus attacks, it does more damage when you're at range. So the further you go, more damage it does, right? So if you, like, he kind of mistimed it where he Timber Chained away and then it went further. So he took a little bit more damage. But yeah, super annoying. I think actually the Enchantress pick is actually quite good here. I mean, it does pure damage as well. So it doesn't really, you know, it's not like a hard counter to Timbersaw, but it definitely does a decent amount of work. Especially against this Timbersaw. I want to call him Timber Chain for some reason, but last hits, Spectre still, I mean, he's overtaken the Timbersaw, so he's done well. I mean, Enchantress has been there making sure that he's got his back, but one thing that we've seen is that GH has kind of been going elsewhere, and they haven't been able to do pressure, and this is what you're trying to balance, right? Timbersaw needs levels. He's level 5 versus the level 6 of Spectre. And at 7 minutes, actually, Ksani is doing quite well here. Avoids the Timber Chain. That was a little obvious as of direction. There's a little bit of action mid again. The Pulse Nova doing work. And yeah, he's been doomed. But it looks like they're both going to tick. Oh, Lauren, Doom gets away. And the Doom actually ticks off and kills Wee. I mean, this is kind of unfortunate, I would say. It's like you think you can go, but the Doom is kind of like, it shuts you down. And so what do? You have to right-click and you just chase after him. Too many creeps there, and then the Doom actually prevails. He has an insane amount of regen, so you do need to be a little bit careful. Dagger into 2. Trying to go for efficiency there. And he stacks it. So tremendous efficiency there. He stacks both camps with a dagger. Does damage with both of them. And he's got Blade Mail already. And he has the Iron Talent, which is super lucky at this stage. 8 minutes. Level 6, but right here, you know, Timbersaw was about to hit level 6, and Spectre's like, all right, I'm out of this lane. Yes, I was winning, and I was doing better, but this is one of those moments where you got to understand that Timbersaw is kind of scary now, right? Once he hits level 6, he has, what, 3 points in reactive armor, and yeah, he's going to be a bit of a house. TP's coming top, and seeing as that the Spectre is just going to go back in, I think we can start free camming it here. As I'm trying to go in free cam. Mind Control did TP in the top lane. Oh, that impetus stack. And especially with the Corrosive Haze just doing work. Ein needs to be just forcing him. And he's just getting a shot in, right-clicking, backs away, trying to do as much damage as possible. But there's a lot of people, a lot of heroes top. 4 heroes, this is a big commitment by Gambit. And they want to go for at least Mind Control. They're looking for him. Doom is nearby. He gets the Frost Armor, and they're going to just get the Bash, and there we go. Mind Control does go down. They get the nice LSA on Miracle here. GH is going to back up. He's only level 5. Kuroki's level 4, but that's kind of what you expect as a position 5. But Magnus, I mean, he's an Empower bot. Yeah, he can get some shockwaves and stuff like that, but with the Haunt committed as well, this is a pretty big commitment. And it looks like Weeha is going to take advantage of the space, which is like, what, all 5 top? And Weeha is going to look to push bottom. He's going to go BOT first. Miracle back in the jungle. Faye's going to go Midas. So he's expecting this game to go long. Doesn't really want to fight. And is trying to scale with this Spectre. Right? And if we're looking at, it's going to be 10 minutes soon, so we can go to the net worth. Kind of what we expected with this Leshrac just kind of constantly pushing. He already had the T1 mid. Bottom T1 as well. And, yeah, my gosh, this Diabolic Edict does some work. He hides, perfect. He hides behind the tree, realizing that it's He doesn't need to show. Melis is just going to kind of split push it out. Wee is still getting pinged out. And here we go. He's got the Diabolic Edict to turn this on the Pulse Nova, and TPs are on the way. Help is there, and they're like, okay, rotation. We've created a little bit of space for Miracle to get some farm going, and it looks like they're going to back off here. Yeah, and GH is still a little shy of level 6. Has a full stack in terms of the wand, with 20 charges on that, that is. Miracle almost has his Midas. Kuroki's just happily just taking whatever space is provided to him. If he hits level 6, again, pretty big power spike. And it looks like he's just going to go straight up Tranquils into Blink. I mean, yeah, he's got these other things, but this is pretty much just for the regen. I mean, you can start off the lane with that, and it kind of helps out. But a smoke is going to be used. And they're sticking around. They do know that there are heroes nearby. Oh, Slaughter actually gets unveiled there. And he does have Blink, but he didn't want to go, especially against, since his team wasn't in position, that is. Yes, they have Doom and everything. But, okay, one thing to note is this Frost Armor. And you're thinking, oh, why not the regen and all that stuff? But, like, at this stage of the game, there's not... I mean, yeah, the Leshrac does some magic as well as the Rubik, but the Troll is... I think he's trying to look for that. Or he hasn't found a good creep to steal. I mean, the Frost Armor doesn't work. Let's be honest here. I mean, armor increased by 5, slows you down. I mean, it's really nice against the Troll and whatnot. But... looks like he's going to continue to farm. And they're fine with this. They've got a Spectre. If you look at Doom, he's taken over. In terms of the net worth, here comes the TP. BOT is going to be used, and they're going to take that T2 bottom, and he's going for this. Pulse Nova, Split Earth is going to be a little off the mark, but he does end up killing Ein, and he gets bashed here, and Wee looks like he's gone a little too deep. I mean, Corrosive Haze and Doom there, like, you make everybody super strong here. And Wee, unfortunately, yeah, I mean, yeah, he got the T2, right? He's gotten 3 towers already, but you don't want to die. You know, Leshrac is the type that wants to, or will fall off, so you do need to be a little bit careful. Kuroki, again, by himself. He does have RP. And halfway, no, it should only be, sorry, Oni Yaksha. It's, it should only be for melee attacks. Hang on, let me see this guy. Where is it? Oh, he changed it. Yeah. My understanding. Oh, the LSA connects on the Kuroki. He gets blown up here. Spectre is going to be chasing. And Wee is in. They're just running. They don't really have much. I mean, he's got BOT, and he's like the fastest hero on the map with 455 movement speed. But, yeah. By the way, my video card makes this look like crap. He's got the nice little stun here. The Crush, the LSA combination, impetus attacks, and the Dragon Slave will ensure that they secure that Ein, making sure that he gets that kill. And Ksani there was nearby, and this is looking really bad. I mean, this is Wee dying twice like that. Pretty massive, especially in this stage of the game. They do need to be a little bit careful here. GH, on the other hand, has Arcane Boots. It's going to go Aether Lens next. Timbersaw is going to go Greaves. How do I feel about Greaves? I mean, it helps against the Doom. It'll purge, like, the Corrosive Haze. And I'm trying to think. I mean, this is a pretty decent mix. Like, he's got the pure damage, so we can't really scale, like, Crimson or, you know, Pipe, one or the other. It's not, like, heavy on one side. So I feel like it's a nice little combination there. In the sense that it's a nice mix, I would say, in the sense that he's going Greaves, which is what you need. I mean, they need some healing and sustain. Like, they're getting blown up here, and this Corrosive Haze is doing some work. He's getting into some good positions. Nice little crushes here. And Doom actually has a 10-second BKB already. Went phase into it. So this is very, very... I mean, it's defensive, which is great, and he just needs to survive. All he needs to do is just run at you when he dooms you, right? He's got BKB. That'll keep him alive. He doesn't need to worry too much about the Troll, who's not very strong yet. He does have Midas, and of course, he's got the Sanj. Picked up here. But, you know, Gambit are being patient. They're realizing that, you know, we've got a Spectre at the end of the game, so we don't need to worry too much about this. Let's kind of skip forward a little bit. Pauses. We ain't got time for that. And, yeah, so Yasha picked up. Is going to be going Manta, which is really nice for the Spectre. He's got treads as well. As long as he's tread switching, he's getting tremendous value. And, yeah, here's a smoke nearby, but he's by himself. Interesting. Oh. Sorry, I think he's got invis. Hang on, let me see. Why is the smoke not popping? Or is it a bug in my game? Because he literally walked right next to the Doom. Alright. Nonetheless, Gambit are making their way around. They do want this T1 mid. And they're going to wrap around, get the high ground, get vision, which is really nice. But I think there were some pings there. Troll is nearby. Oh, and here comes the crush. They're going to go for GH. They get the bash. The haunt is going to be committed. And here we go. GH gets blown up. Kuroki, nice RP. Catches onto 2, though, but he doesn't really have the damage. He's going to back up here. And here comes the troll. He's going to fight, but no, he gets doomed. And all he can do is right-click. He's in deny range, but he gets killed instead. GH is just getting some shots in with the buyback and a fade bolt. And it looks like they're going to back off here. Mind Control just kind of scurrying people away. He does have mech, though. But, I mean, when you don't have your Miracle and he's down for 35 seconds, that's a pretty nice catch right there. And you force the buyback all at the cost of your Lina. So not the worst trade. Unfortunately, you weren't able to get that T1. But, you know, Nigma are all over this, realizing that, hey, they need to keep their towers up. They do not want to concede any more space against the Spectre lineup here. But a nice little jump in there by Melee's there. Making sure that you blow him up, which is the biggest thing, right? When you're looking at this lineup, Rubik is the only one that has that reliable stun, right? Has the damage and all that. So these are the type of moments where you got to understand target priority when you're going up against them. Like if you're talking about the enemy team, you want to blow up the Lina, right? The LSA, the magic damage, all of that. You can kind of negate that. Enchantress is a different story because you kind of need to have the right amount of magic and the right amount of target priority there. But it looks like they've smoked, and they're going to go for Roshan. They're going to look to sneak this one right under the nose of Ksani here, who's going to just back up. Is not going to see this. And mind you, this guy is forever smoked. Kuroki, I don't know what you've done in the system, but it looks like you've permanently been smoked here, maybe until you die. Ein is moving in. There's no sound, there's no nothing. So there's no cue other than walking into this. But they're going to suspect something because everybody's off the map. Now they got the dagger. They do realize that mind control is getting a little bit low. And Ksani's looking to go for the steal. And they do get the steal. But unfortunately, Miracle picks up the Aegis. Well, fortunate for Miracle, that is. He's going to look to Berserker Rage. He's going to look to fight this one. And he's got Whirling Axes. And he's going to look to go. But LSA does commit. And the Aegis has been popped. The buyback from Kuroki. He's going to look to just come on back. He's not TPing. But okay, he's in the area. They get him back up. And all at the cost of, they lost Roshan, but they got Aegis. So again, this is a pretty big win for Gambit here. If we're looking at the net worth, I mean, yeah, it's only 1K, which is, you think it's be a lot higher, especially at this stage with 10-4 lead. But it's all about these towers, right? You've lost a lot, but the thing is that you don't have as many towers as you once did. And this is the power of Weez Leshrak here. Dagger. They've got the Doom, and they've actually committed onto him, and Melee's is actually buying enough time, and I like the green Doom on this. He does need to be a little careful. I don't know if he's going to be denied. We'll see if Ainz actually goes for it, but I think he's going to be okay. He does have Healing Touch, so he's going to be healed up instead of denied. I would have denied him just on principle, just to be like, rubbing it in, just to say I killed my own core, but it looks like they're not going to, you know, joke around, so to speak, and they're going to take this game a little seriously. This is a pro game. This is, I believe it was the... What league was this? Hang on, I need to check. This was the Epic League. This is online. This is going on right now. All right, so Doom and Spectre both tops. Very worrying for Nigma here. And it looks like BKB is going to be up next for Melee's, who's done quite admirably. He's saved the Spectre, he's kept him alive, and he hasn't died yet. So he's been that space-creating machine, and you know, stun-locking everybody, at the same time surviving, which is massive for Position 3. If you're able to do this, this is one of those huge learnings that you can have, right? You need to create space. You need to do all that. Oh, the blink in, and they go right onto GH. They got the Corrosive Haze, but the bash. And here comes the TPs. They're looking to fight this. The Haunt is going to be committed. The Laguna, the Dragon Slave is going to be used as well. Mind Control is getting worked on. LSA, yes, there we go. He got 2 for nothing, and this will turn into the T1. Really nice initiation. Again, starting all with melees. Just the fact that he's quick fingers and the team is just like go, 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 right? Divide, divide, divide. Let's go and just kind of just blow things up and just get it in as quickly as possible. And they're creating space. They're, you know, they're making ganks. They've been all over the place. Enigma have had a rough time at this. trying to get in. He's been enchanted, so he's been slowed here. And he's trying to get to the high ground. Okay, there's the nice blink in and to the crush. The Corrosive Hay, the LSA is going to be off the mark, but they have him killed. And I think they committed the Doom. I'm not sure, but Miracle is here, and he is angry. He does have S and Y. And yes, okay, nice little RP, but only into X-Vomp, and you're literally feeding the troll here as you feed him the Lina. So they've gotten that, but Weehaw going down again. That's pretty massive, right? Like, Leshrac, you got to stay alive. Positioning has kind of been a little off the mark. Like, he was here trying to get the rune. I mean, this is pretty much suicide, especially since they saw the rotations here. This is probably a misplay. He thought he can just kind of get out of there. Yeah, so Corrosive Haze in before debuff. Okay. Alright, so they're going to look to just kind of farm here. Miracle's on the wrong side of the map, but that doesn't really matter. This is the only space that's provided. And he does have the Vampire Fangs. So interesting enough, he can heal through that. And he's going to go Abyssal next. I'm wondering, though, if BKB's the better item. I'm not sure, actually. Hang on. Because the LSA, he's been on point. This Lina? Yeah, what rank is he? Vampire, okay, 104. He's been on point with his LSAs. He's had some good stuns and everything, so it's been very difficult for anybody to kind of to get away, right? If we're talking about like reliable stuns, I mean, you have the Slardar here, who's been creating a lot of havoc and making sure that he's been stun locked, which makes it easy for the LSA. Let's be honest, right? If you have a good Slardar player, crushes on, and then you just kind of LSA on top of that, so very simple to do and just to kind of add on. But okay, Greaves here on Mind Control. This is pretty big. He does need to get tankier. I feel like Mind Control has been, you know, lacking, and it's showing that as he's been, what, bottom 6? Sorry, excuse me, top 6, but he's the worst in terms of the cores. And they haven't been able to do much. He's kind of been getting blown up. I mean, Corrosive Haze, like the Lina, just all this stuff is just, it's not easy for Timber. And I think I'm not entirely sure about the draft. Spectral Jagger away. Cutesy play by GH here. Always with the outplays. Always being safe. No, this guy's positioning is completely, is his best feat, right? Is his best thing. Is his best skill, GH. Like, it's one thing to make plays, but he's been able to stay alive. But as I say that, he gets the nice lift, quick fingers there, and he's going to back off. Greaves is going to be used as well, but Corrosive Haze is on him, but Ksani is just being kited out here, and he's looking to just fight this. He's got the dagger on dagger action, but Rubik does have the force if they want to go, but Ksani's very deep. And here comes the Timber Chain, and they're kind of focusing on, and the nice little RP, but only onto one. He hasn't been able to get tremendous value out of that. Kuroki's going to get blown up here. Haunt is not going to be used, and they got the Doom on Miracle, who gets the impetus attacks, and he gets blown up as well. And it looks like Mind Control and GH are starting to run here. They cannot defend this T2, especially with 2 heroes down like that. And I think Kuroki needs to be a little bit more patient. He's been getting RPs, but only on 1 heroes at a time. 1 hero at a time, not plural. So he, again, this is one of those things where Gambit is super cautious in how they've been, you know, spaced out properly. They've ensured that they've only got 1 or 2, and GH gets caught out here. He gets forces, pushes away, but he should die with that impetus attack. So slow. The Earth Splitter is going to be connecting onto Ksani. He does have Blade Mail, though, but they're going to back up. And 3 heroes down. Eee. So, yeah, a little bit of an issue here. Okay. No, I mean, if you're looking at this team, though, and why he's going Basher, Abyssal before BKB is that the team is really lacking damage, right? Like, Leshrac, yeah, he's got damage, but it's like that slow sustaining magic, the constant, you know, damage or whatever. Timber is one of those things where he wants a longer fight, right? Magnus isn't really providing much at this moment. Rubik is kind of like, yeah, you have Feybolt and all that, but again, you don't really have that burst, that consistent damage, which Troll needs to provide. So I think that it's going to be more of like, this is a commitment for helping the team. I think the BKB would help him in the long run, but you need to be able to start blowing up some of these heroes. I think that if we're looking at this, Lina is doing too much work. Enchantress has just been like almost untouched this entire game. And yeah, the Slardar needs to die as well. So they need to figure out ways to kind of burst out heroes, and they can't do that with just a BKB. As weird as that sounds. So I understand why they're going Abyssal. Got a little bit of, okay, Yules. They found Wee, and they've got him, and the crush as well, and he gets caught out. His positioning again. No vision, right? If we're looking at it. This is what he sees. Literally what he saw is what he's been given. So he has no idea how many heroes are nearby and if he's going to be jumped at all. So he's been caught out a couple times, and he's died unnecessarily a lot. And then where is this guy? He's died 5 times, the most on his team. So yeah, they've been struggling with that. And again, this Magnus has kind of been underwhelming. I like Magnus in the sense that if you're drafting him, you can kind of force the enemy to think, oh, is this a core? Where's this gonna go? Right? Like, you can kind of do that. But he's not the 7.27C or below Magnus anymore. And he's definitely not as strong as he once was. And so he's kind of a little underwhelming as a position 5. He hasn't, I mean, yeah, he's got an RP, but again, he's been only getting 1 or 2. And that hasn't been great. You need to ensure that if you're going to do this, you need to get like the 3-man, 4-man RPs, which are, don't get me wrong, crazy, especially since you don't have a blink. You're literally running up on guys, but he needs to make those plays to give his team a chance. But the rich are getting richer. 26 minutes, and Spectre's still not tops. So Miracle is still finding ways to farm. He hasn't been dying unnecessarily, and now he has Satanic. There we go. He's got the insane amount of heal, if we're talking about this. So the S and Y, look at this. Lifesteal Amp. You've got the Satanic, which is going to heal himself. He's passively healing him as well. And he's got the Vampire Fangs. So this is like a set build in terms of just what you got in terms of the neutral items. So he kind of knows what he's doing, right? In that sense that, like, BKB, yeah, it will, you know, prevent stuns and just kind of keep you going in that sense. But if you're able to out-heal everything, you have a potential. And they've caught out Lina, who's in a bad spot. Oh, Yule's just waste a little bit more time, but gets killed there. Miracle will happily take that one. Yeah, Hots, man. Rip that game. By the way, I did play a little of that game. But here comes the courier. Is going to scout out Roshan, and this is the perfect time to take it. The little tomato creep is just going to die, and they're in position. They have all 5 heroes, but they've been spotted out. And yeah, they're not going to actually take Roshan. This is an awkward fight for Gambit. They're taking a fight 4v5 melees. Oh, this is so bad. Doom, and they got it on Miracle. He does get killed. So this is a pretty massive one, and it looks like they're going to get Kuroki as well. And Ein just from the back end just doing so much work. Look at how much damage he was doing. And he's gotten actually 2 kills, all at the cost of melees, and they had a 5 versus 4 advantage. So it's like a huge misplay right there. And this, again, like, he wasn't able to out-heal it. He got stunned. I mean, yeah, he got doomed, so you couldn't cast Rage. I mean, Trance, that is. So, I mean, if he gets Trance off, you don't want to doom him. Like, this is one of those perfect moments where they were faster. They understood how to take on the fight. And it looks like they're going to look to take Roshan here. And especially with no troll, I don't think Nigma can really fight this. Maybe they go for the steal, but oh, the Dire actually gets it. That was cheeky. I don't know if it's the Fade Bolt or the Chakram there, but they end up killing Roshan, so they got payback from the initial one, which they lost. But they didn't actually get the Aegis, which is probably the bigger thing, and now Spectre has Eye of Scotty. So this guy is starting to get tanky. And what did you do? Oh my gosh, through all of that. Wow, like, heads up play right there. I wasn't even paying attention to that. But they traded Roshan for the bottom racks. What a play by by Wee there. Wow. They're like, all right, you want to go for Roshan? Oh my gosh. All right, I'm just going to take this. And they took a free entire set of racks. That seems like a misplay from Gambit right there. That seems a little bit of a pretty big misplay, I think. I think you can't give up your Raxes just for a Roshan, especially since you had numbers. Okay, but Ein get lifted up here. Kuroki with a nice little D-ward while this is all going on. Nice 2-man crush there, but I think he's gone too far. The Split Earth is going to connect, and they've got Melee, who's going to try to slither away from this, but can they get him? And they've gotten Leshrac, they've gotten Weak. Ksani's still around, Fable, but he's very low, but he does have Aegis. Miracle's looking to fight this. He has Trance, but he hasn't committed it, and now he's going to go. At the last second, he goes for it, and they're going to use him just to buy a little bit of time. Aegis has been popped. He's looking to just fight this. The LSA does connect, and Miracle just so low, not able to out-heal this. He thought he could get in, but he got stun locked. Kuroki with a nice little little play. He actually RTZ cliffs both the Slardar and Doom, so he got something out of that, and that'll buy some time, at least for the Great Retreat. And Mind Control's running away, just gets a little bit of whirling death action onto him. He Timber Chains, doesn't get a bash here, but they have the Corrosive Haze, and they have the vision for him. And he's going to get crushed, and he steals the rune. He does need to be a little bit careful. Melee, realizing that all he's trying to do is just slow him down for Ksani to get in there, and he's so low himself. TP, yeah, there's no way to stun him from that angle, so he's gonna get away here, and Lauren up is gonna just wait out the 10 seconds. RTZ much, sir, as he's stuck on this cliff. GH on the other hand has Blink, Force, Aether, kind of what we expected, and then the Ags just to steal everything. But okay, what Miracle was trying to do, and he almost pulled it off. He had the trance at the last second, and then once he did that, and he was like continuing to fight, he was going to pop Satanic, and he was going to go. But then the Yules happened, and pretty much the timing just kind of went off, and then you dropped into the LSA, and that blew him up. And so this is, again, why BKB is just so high on this priority list. You have to get it, and it looks like he was going to go with damage items, but he's like, no, no, no. We need to change this up. We need to get BKB. It's the only way that Miracle can fight. Spectre here just taking this bottom T1. Yeah, 100% they need this BKB. And to be honest, the Demon Edge is a bit of a mistake here, right? I mean, yeah, you'll eventually get the MKB, but you needed the BKB even faster, right? And plus, it would have been that slot. So the 6th item, I mean, the wand can be replaced later on by the MKB, but I think it would have helped them even like way more if they got the BKB now. And he's slowly piecing it together. Doesn't have buyback. He's not even saving up for it, which is a little worrying, but I think they need to commit for this. They really need this BKB, and they're trying to, you know, Lotus and the Greaves. Look at this guy. He's just going to cleanse all of the debuffs. That is Mind Control's job. He's realizing that he's really not that damaging, tanky type. What he's going to do is just kind of keep everybody else alive, which he needs to do, especially since he's, what, level 17 versus, you know, okay, level 16 of the Slardar here, but he does have a 10-second BKB available. So Slardar is going to be able to provide a little bit more space, a little bit more crowd control. And, yeah, they're giving Miracle all of the farm. Notice that all the, you know, the teammates are nearby, and they're like, they're not getting the creeps. How many times does that happen in your pubs, right? Where you can consistently rely on one guy to carry you. Ooh, the Stolen Laguna is a little cheeky, but he not really much, but he just gets a steal. Steals the dagger, so dagger for dagger. Actually, this is so weird. Like, why is it just straight black? And I know that this is the default, but okay. I think that it'd be cool if you could steal like the same immortal ones. You know what I mean? Like the same effects. Lift up, just slowing it down. Dagger, blink away. GH realizing that he's just trying to slow things down. He realizes that there's really no way to defend, and there's no point to defend this T2. So he's just kind of sticking around the edge and just making sure that he can blink to the high ground at a moment's notice. Mind Control, on the other hand, was pushing the bottom lane, and but there's no Raxes there. And LSA, they got Mind Control. He's gonna Lotus Orb, and the Doom. Well, okay, I thought it got reflected. No. Oh, he gets crushed. The Infernal Blade actually hits him mid-air and shuts him down. Wow. Okay, the timing on that Infernal Blade, not the easiest of things to do at times, because you queue it up for your next attack, and his attack animation is so slow. But he does have the tomato, the clapper, the thunder clap. A little bit AoE damage. Nigma needs to be careful. They know he's around. Blinks away. GH. Again. Split pushing. The dagger. Oh, he's been... Okay. He didn't even get the Corrosive Haze off. I thought he would got that. But Melee's unfortunately not able to get that one. And look at this. One hero created space. Look at this. 4-man rotation, all trying to hunt down a GH. Yeah, let it be, man. That's like, that's perfect, right? He did his job. And this provides space for the top and for them to farm and to push, right? So Gambit are put in this awkward position. This is why split pushing is very important in this game. Understanding how the creep waves work. And this is why GH is GH, right? Weeha's going to look to run here. BOT. Bloodstone only 8 charges at this point. Vlad's on the Magnus. Oh, the nice little crush. He actually commits the... Oh, he pump faked the RP. Spider legs. And he skewers to the high ground. Melee's is nearby, though. They do have the Corrosive Haze, so they have complete vision of this. Miracle's starting to run, too. And the whirling, the axes there will slow down Melee's. And he does not like that. And Spider legs paying off. I mean, a pretty big pickup for this Kuroki Magnus here. GH, on the other hand, doesn't really have the mana. Does need to be a little bit careful. But they found we. And they've got the BKB, and there's nothing that we can do. This single item, this BKB, just shuts him down. It's very painful. Leshrac is one of those types where if nobody gets piped, nobody gets BKB, I'm going to have the best game ever. Or you have a disastrous game where the enemy team, it looks like everybody and their moms right now is starting to get BKBs. So it's very difficult for Leshrac to get any sort of kill. Very difficult. Very, very difficult, I would say. So Lina here just continue to push. Does have Telescope. That's a nice little value item. And they'll take the outpost before the 36 minutes. And Miracle continue to farm. Just providing space. And it looks like they're going to have to make a stand. I mean, high ground is probably where you want to defend. And here comes the TPs. Shockwave doing a little bit of damage. Ksani's still in position. Does have cheese, though. But with 2 siege catapults there... And the Spectre, Butterfly, Scotty. Look at this tower just going down. The Chakram just slowing him. He just steps out of there. Okay, the Blink Crush. They do find Mind Control. He gets forced back. He's fine for now. The Greaves, Lotus Orb, keeping him up. The lift up on Doom. The axes are there, and they got the RP, but only onto 1. Not the most value there. The Haunt is going to be used, and they end up killing him. But he's got Doom up on Miracle. He does need to be a little bit careful, and he's getting destroyed. The Corrosive Haze and this Spectre, and this is looking terrible. They've got the... Looks like they're going to get the T3 or the Rax's top. If they can just focus, a couple buybacks. Miracle is unfortunately does not have buyback. They're going to back up here. Mind Control is in position. But again, I feel like, again, a wasted RP. You gotta wait for Haunt. You gotta wait for, like, the actual team fights to happen. Like, I don't know why you're looking to go for that one single RP. I'm not here to judge here, considering Kuroki obviously knows Dota a little bit better than I do. But I feel like that's a bit of a misplay. Empower did get a little bit nerfed. But it's more nerfed from the self-cast. Oh, okay, LSA. And Melee is just doing work. In and out, in and out. That's perfect. The hit and run guerrilla-style warfare that he's been doing, he's been able to control everybody. But it looks like you're not going to commit, especially with Doom down for another 20 seconds. But Miracle's down as well. And they need to fix the bottom lane. So they'll fix that. I feel like timing-wise, though, yes, they're only up 10k. Which is kind of crazy at this stage. They've traded racks for racks. At least they're even in that sense. But... I feel it's weird because you think, oh, Spectre, we have all the time in the world. If you want to go like to 90 minutes, I'll be happy to with the Spectre. But I feel like they're not able to close the game out. But they're not sticking together. I don't know what it is. They have a pretty big advantage here. And when spells like, you know, RP are on cooldown, I feel like this is the time to be forcing your engagements, trying to get something. It's going to be hard to push, especially against Leshrac here, who can push, you know, split push is like crazy. He can BOT away. Okay, but they're going to look to take Roshan, and I don't think Nigma can really fight this. They got Croesus. Hey, look at how fast Roshan is going. This is a solo spec, and he's just kind of blowing it up here. Okay, they picked up both of them. Kuroki actually pump fakes the RP, gets Spider Legs. He tried to force himself away. The Greaves, the Lotus Orb as well. But Kuroki will die and not even able to cast the RP. He does not have buyback. Here comes the Haunt, and they found Miracle, and he gets blown up as well. And there's no buyback for both of these heroes. This is probably going to be another set of racks, if not more. I mean, I'm wondering if you can just end this game. But here's the thing. The lanes are not, you know, are in a really bad spot. They need to be fixed. Yes, you've gotten 3 heroes, but you need to fix these lanes. So your T4 actually went down. Wow. So they've taken this, and again, this is all because of the split pushing and what Weeha's been doing in terms of just the other lanes, right? This is buying time. Yes, Spectre can kind of then now go for high ground, but he has backdoor protection here. And he's actually not able to do any sort of damage. Not till these little creeps get about to around here or so. And you do have buyback on mind control. And look at this. Weehaw realizing can't really defend. What am I going to do? I'm going to go for this Rax here. And they're going to look to trade this. And actually, in terms of speed, okay, here comes Melee's. He's looking to fight this. And here comes the Ksani's back in. The Earth Splitter is going to be used. He has BKB, but Weehaw is just going to run. Here does not have buyback. And is that game? I mean, Spectre is still sticking. He does have Cheese and Aegis. But with all of your damage pretty much in other places, these Raxes are going down a little slow here. Gambit is slowly taking this away, and that actually bought a lot of time. As weird as that sounds, the fact that Spectre is completely in the wrong spot now, like, this is the damage dealer. I'm wondering if they just like, oh, we'll just give them this T3. I wonder if they just committed for this, especially with Miracle down and what was it? I'm not sure. I think it was GH down for almost the same amount of time. I wonder if they could have just ended the game there. But nonetheless, Weehaw just buying time here. Letting them come back into the game just by forcing and fixing the lanes, right? Oh my gosh, look at this guy. He's got Abyssal, but he's actually got it in the backpack. Interesting. Okay, now he swaps it. Yeah, I was going to say. Doesn't have a TP, though. Something to take note of. Shadow Blade on Slaughdar also has the Flicker. So this guy's going to be even harder to catch. This fish is very difficult to trap here. And oh my god, 12-0-13. Ksani's just been on point. But I'm not a huge fan of that TP back into Leshrac. I feel like Slaughdar could have soloed that himself, and Spectre should have been just bashing these. I think he should have gone for here. Oh, especially with this T2 alive. Yeah, because there's no way to get Megas. So they were like, okay, I think my teammate can deal with the Raxes, and they did get it eventually. It was a slow and steady push, but it seemed a little too safe for me. Oh, okay. Magnus and Timber were down. Okay. Yeah, so that was like even more reason to be like, just send one person back. Like the Slaughdar could have soloed him. I mean, especially with BKB up. And I think he had like a 9-second at that point. He committed that 9-second charge on that fight. So they're going to focus on this T2 here. Haunt, steal, and he goes for GH, and he just gets... Oh, he gets forced to the high ground. Or further back, but he does get killed here. So they've gotten a pretty big win there. And Melee's is going to push. But look at what Leshrac is doing. He's cutting the creeps. Right? He's like an AM. Look at this. And so they have backdoor protection here. As I say that. Yeah. Okay, the creeps are all dead. So they have the TP away. Look at Leshrac. He just ran in through the entire base. He's going to back up. He's going to BKB now. He's going to look to just run this. But Spectre is in. And they have the Abyssal, and we will go down one more time. 95 seconds on him. Pulling him away. And I think at this point you're like, if you were on this dire team, if you were on Nigma, you'd be like, what are you doing? What are you doing? He's like, well, I'm buying myself time. Look at how deep the creep wave is, right? They were literally just here, but now they have to deal with this creep wave and consistently push up, and then this one in the way forward, which they can do quickly. And Miracle goes, oh sorry, Mind Control gets blown up there. Buyback here. Yeah, they're going to have to slow things down in some way. And they're just split pushing. Do you see this? Gambit just want to death ball it and just push forward. But Nigma, on the other hand, are split pushing like crazy. With Miracle and Kuroki both alive. There's really no way you can fight into this, head to head. This Spectre is way too strong. And he's got Illusion Escape. But look at the creep wave. Again. Like, they don't have creeps. Oh, okay. As I say that, they do, because these creeps have nullified the backdoor protection. So Mind Control needs to kill these creeps as quickly as possible. And, yeah. Alright. Aegis has been, used right there. We heard it go back. And now it looks like they've got Megas. Is this the end? Weehaw coming back in 13 seconds. Mind Control looking to consistently just split push here. They kill the Courier. And, oh, Miracle. Holy crap. He's by himself. Kuroki just sticking with him. They're going to look to haunt this, and they want to fight. And the Ancient is now exposed, and Miracle's going for the Ancient. Oh my gosh, are they going to do this? He's just going to pop through, and look how much work he's doing, and they've got the Doom, and he's so low, and he's going to do this? And he's, oh my gosh, no way, 120, 36, and here we go. It's one life. Enigma actually pull it off. This is the back door. Hang on a second. What was this? Everybody was so focused on this one. Okay, so here's the thing. Hang on. Let me pause this. What a crazy game. This creep wave and the fact that it was being pushing was absolutely crazy. Right? Because here's what happens. Is that when you do this, they're so focused on getting megas. And they're like, yeah, we don't need no creep wave. We can continue to push this. And so what they're doing is this. They've smoked up. They don't know where these guys are. Miracle. And this guy's got straight damage, right? Look at this play. Look at this play. Hang on, let's speed this thing up a little bit. Right? You've got megas, and you're thinking, we got the game. We can just end it now. But with half a T4 still surviving, Miracle's like, okay, we can just kill this. And smoke hasn't popped. And now he looks to go. And he's got the damage for this. Leshrac is TPing here. Hang on, let me slow things down a little bit. And they're looking to just fight this. Leshrac TPs to the high ground. Or actually, I think that this would have been closer. But he's going to kill the creep wave here and push forward. And he's got BKB. BKB has now been used by Troll. And he just focuses on. He gets abyssaled. And he gets killed. And he's been doomed. But he's got Trance on. So he don't care. He does die. Magnus gets killed here. And then he's by himself. Now Leshrac comes in. He gets the BKB. Crush don't matter. And he's got the Pulse Nova, the Diabolic Edict on the Ancient. And that's just enough. Look at how much life he has. Holy. And he's dead. He's literally dead. But the residual damage, yeah, from Leshrac. What a game. What a boss. What a boss. So sometimes this Dota is not about deaths or kills, right? If you're watching anything about, if you've learned anything about this game, is that you need to understand how creeps push in, understanding where, creep management, I would say, the lane equilibriums, all of these things are just super important, making sure that you kind of control that. And once you do, you can make plays like this, especially when you're behind. Look at this graph. All in favor. Even to the end, it was up. How crazy is this game? Hang on, who's that graph? Who's this guy? Yeah, Spectre. Look at this guy. He's so fat. Scoreboard. Spectre, how do you lose a game and never have died a single time? And he's got Aghanim's just on top of all of this. And a Moon Shard. 39,000. Wow, what a game. Most damage. Like this, I don't think I've ever seen a game, a pro game, where a player has not died a single time and lost the game. That is insane. I mean, that's a comeback from Megas. That's a comeback from, everything. But there's so much to learn from this game in the sense of just the creeps. It's so difficult to kind of push through. Again, they had an opportunity when they killed 3 heroes. They were able to push mid. But then the Spectre TP'd back. That, I thought, was pretty much game losing for them. Because that window of opportunity where he didn't go for the bottom T2 and go for Megas provided the space for the creeps to push in and for Leshrac to just kind of go through that. So it's like the tiny little things in Dota. Wow. What a game. What a game. All right, so unfortunately, that's going to be my only game for the day. All right, let me shut this thing off. If you give a like, please give a like and subscribe to what I'm doing. If you want to pay attention or you want to tune in, I'm on stream or on Twitch. You can find me at Holler TV, and I'll catch you guys next time. Thank you so much for that game. That was an amazing game by Enigma. Props to them. Congratulations as they move on.